protecting your financial blind side. Who do you call? Financial defenders. Who do you call? Financial defenders. Pick up the phone. Financial defenders. Don't worry it out. Financial defenders. Call him the coach. Financial defenders. Come on, big tech. Financial defenders. Remember the name. Financial defenders. Don't work with no stress. Financial defenders. This is Defenders of Finance show. Your man, Big Tex Robinson, the financial defender, and Tim Haskins, the home loan coach, showing you the ropes of everything from credit repair, home buying, life insurance, and more. What are you waiting for? Get in the game. Get in the game. Get in the game. Hey, it's a day in the life with your man, Big Tex. Who do you want to protect your financial blind side? Welcome back. It's the Defenders of Finance show, and we are broadcasting live all over the world, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a special guest with us today, but before I announce her name, I just want to let you know that I'm Terrell Big Tex Robinson, the financial defender. My co-host and pilot, Tim, the home loan coach, is out today. He is working on some big things for us, so we want to thank you guys for tuning in today on this 30th of March 2022. That's it. You know, the first quarter is already gone of 2022. So I trust each and every one of you are taking assessments of how did the first 3 months go of this 2022. Now that we've came out of the pandemic, you know, a little post-pandemic, but how's everything going? Are you guys sticking to your goals, your dreams, or have you fallen off? You need to start taking stock on what's been going on since you started your journey on the 1st of January. We're located here at 3650 North Rancho Drive, Suite 107 and 108 here in Las Vegas, Nevada, 89108. And again, I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank you, PR Connection Radio. I got Guy Dawson for helping us to get this broadcasted all over the country, all over the social media platforms, because you know the saying, we're going to bring the financial heat to the streets. So again, if you are driving, you need to pull over, put your hazard lights on, take out a pen and pad, and get ready to take some notes, because today, with our special guest, we got some powerful information that's going to be going out. See, the world is shifting right now. And look, the most important part, knowledge is not powerful until it is implemented. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you get this information, when you receive this information, make sure that you take notes, but also make sure that you implement. We can be reached at 702-751-5865. Again, our number is 702-751-5865, or you can go to defendersoffinanceshow.com. Again, our website is defendersoffinanceshow.com, and put in your name, your number, your email address, who you want to reach out to in regards to what can we help you out with, because a lot of our specialties are, we help you with life insurance, we help you with estate planning, we help you with retirement planning, we can create a pension for you, also college planning for your children. We help you with real estate. So if you're looking to purchase your first property or your second property or do investments, we can help you with that. What's important, how to get pre-qualified, what credit do you need? We have people on standby for that. Honey Bear, by the way, is our credit specialist. We have our own standby for that. So if you, I know that the realtors say, hey, we can get you in for 580, but it comes a point in time, ladies and gentlemen, let's stop thinking for just a bare minimum to get in. You know what? As your credit is getting restored, you know what? Push for that 680. Push for that 780. Don't just push for the 580 to get into that property. Also, we help you with refinances. So you got rate and term, you got cash out refinance. We have another way we can help you with business credit. So all you entrepreneurs, Nevada is number one for all the entrepreneurs. And if you want to get incorporated, Nevada is the number one state to get incorporated. So business credit without using your social. And one last thing that we help you out with, we have a financial wellness department, Rory T. Edwards. So now, for those who are making those purchases, again, the Mercedes-Benz, living in the apartment complex, we get a lot of those. Or if you did not get that raise at your job, but you decide, okay, I'm going to show them, I'm going to go out and buy a Rolex watch and max out my credit card. Mentally, why did you do that? He helps you with that. So now, drum roll, please. Our special guest. Woo! Woo, let me turn around. April Wright. Oh my goodness. exciting person out there as it pertains to real estate. She help you with your real estate needs as it pertains to either small purchases, medium purchases, large purchases. But now that in the position that she's in now, the value is so raised up, so she takes no bull. So look, you're going to get that one free consultation. But ladies and gentlemen, she wants only serious people that are ready to go. If you are first-time home buyers, purchasing, she's going to handle you with kid gloves, but we want serious people that are ready to go. April and I have been working with each other back and forth now since what, 2005. April, are you on?
I am.
Hey, thank you for showing up on the Defenders of Finance show. And April is the major defender. I mean, she is the big defender. And so I want to thank you for showing up, April. Right now, the way the economy is going on right now, April, I see the government is trying to, the government is raising interest rates from what I hear. I hear that the houses are, I don't know if the values are moving like they used to move. The feds are doing some crazy things. So what are you advising your clients to do right now? What are some big things that you're advising your clients to do right now?
Well, to be honest with you, everybody's situation is going to be different. But I think the biggest thing that we're going to start with is their expectations and their mindset, because you're going to find that people are in a position right now, credit wise, where they're like, all right, I got a 700, I got a 750, or I got that 800 score.
Right.
And they didn't realize that, oh, the interest rate's gone up and the price has gone up, right? So the house that they wanted 6 months ago isn't the price that they wanted 6 months
Right,
later.
exactly.
So we start there first. And, sometimes, we have to, again, I will speak the truth. I'm going to tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear. And sometimes it is hard for them to, when I'm talking about this, I'm talking about the price points under 450. Okay. If you're over 450, you have a lot more to choose from, depending on if you're resale or if you're new build. But, you have some people that are coming in at 350, 400, or even lower. And, they have in their mind that they want X, Y, and Z, and maybe that product is no longer available. And so we have to first sit down in that first consultation to find out what their family goals are and where are they at financially. Some people are just coming in with the bare minimum, and that's okay. We want to make sure that they are, whatever property that they purchase is going to allow them to remain in that house.
Right.
The last thing I need is clients to come in and they literally are at their max. April, I'm approved for 450, and they come in and they contract at 450, but that's their max. And they've had to make adjustments budget wise. Okay, they've reduced it over here, they've added over here. You know what I mean? Now they have to, find out how much they can pay towards, car insurance, and because there's things that the lenders do not account for that is in real life we still pay for. Your car insurance is not calculated.
That is so true. I don't mean to interrupt you, but that is so true. As a lender, I used to do that too as well. The one biggest thing that I would love to see that the finance companies adjust, because what you're talking about is someone now coming in and they're going to be house poor, what they call it. But one of the things I want to see people to adjust is, go off the client's net. What gets direct deposited, not their gross. Oh, I make $5,000 a month. Now you qualify for 450, but you bring home, $3,500 a month. So you really qualify for 280. So how do you overcome that though? I mean, how would an agent or a mortgage lender, why do they still do that? Or how do you overcome something like that? Talking the client down from, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I know you make $5,000 a month, but you really can't afford that $450,000 house. What do we do?
Right. Well, and ultimately at the end of the day, it's 1000% the client's decision on if they're going to max out that approval or not. My job is to make sure that they can afford that house at the end of the day.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
So they may be interested in, a 4-bedroom loft, et cetera, at their max, but they don't need it. Right.
Okay.
If a 3-bedroom with an extra living area works for them as well, then we're going to open up their options to make sure that they understand at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you guys are still comfortable. You can still go on that family trip. You can still, upgrade when you need to. When you move into a property, there's going to be costs that you are not accounting for. There's going to be
Wow.
costs to rekey your house. There's going to be costs to redo carpets and to paint and to, the things that you don't think about. The first 1 month in your home, you're getting used to the sound, you're getting used to the things that need to be repaired. And do you want to just deal with it, or do you want to have the funds available to say, okay, let me adjust this because this does affect the functionality of me living and enjoying my home.
Wow, I
So
never thought about that. That is
yeah,
huge. I mean,
yeah,
now that you say that, yeah, when I bought my first property, it was a condo, but yeah, getting adjusted to the sound. I had to do this, I had to do that. Before I looked up, I haven't been in the property 30 days and I've already spent like $2,200 that I didn't account for.
yes,
So, so that, I mean, that is huge in a way, like being a financial advisor or financial planner. You are a real estate advisor or a real estate planner. Just again, just where to cut costs, what to look for, what they need. Emergency fund is very important as it pertains to
yep,
real estate as well. So
yep.
this huge information, people. So again, 702-751-5865. 702-751-5865 or defendersoffinanceshow.com. Again, our website is defendersoffinanceshow.com. And for those that are listening, we've got other platforms that are running. Like right now, got a platform running right now. Hey, how you doing? Iggy from the Netherlands. So how can they personally get in contact with you, April?
Well,
And
if they
for
want to,
serious,
yeah, if they want to chat with me directly, they can call me on my direct line at 702-498-4802. And that'll ring my cell. If they want some additional information, they can actually connect with me on Instagram, or they could just go to my website. To be honest with you, it will give you a lot of information. You can connect with me there. That is rightgroupluxuryre.com. And that is my last name. So WRIGHT luxury, rightgroupluxuryre.com. And it will give you a little bit of information about the market. It'll allow you to freely view available homes. But one thing I have been able to provide my clients and future clients is a list of the coming soon homes. The biggest
wow,
complaint we're getting right now is, April, the house is off the market before I ever get to go look at it.
wow.
So when we do the free consultation, we actually go over what that strategy is. It's no longer, hey, I see this house, let's schedule tomorrow at 2 o'clock to go see it, right? I'm that person that, after sitting down with you and going over that strategy, going over with your finances and what it is that you're looking for your family, I'm that person that goes out and shops for you,
Gotcha.
right? Because
Wow,
this
that's
market
huge.
moves so fast, sometimes you don't get the chance to see the property before putting your bid in. Okay, so
You
it's
know
my
what?
job to make sure you're comfortable with that, right? And so you know what that looks like. You're not stuck with it. So people think, I don't want to put an offer without seeing the house,
Right.
right? And we're past that nowadays, right? We're past
Right,
that.
right,
You need to
exactly.
be able to put your hand in the pot and then make a decision afterwards. And we have due diligence periods. We cover you so you're not stuck ever with something that you don't want.
It's funny that you said that. It was a couple of weeks ago. I got a call about a property in Houston, Texas. And guys, this is for me strictly just to invest and flip, not to buy and hold, but to flip. But there was two properties. One of the properties was $12,500. So I'm assuming that it was a tax issue there. It was $12,500, and they sent the appraisal over. The appraisal had came in at 198, and another property was 42.9, and the appraisal came in at 296. So from me calling my wife and calling my mother to say, hey, this is what's been sent over to me, I think we should make an offer or go ahead and do it all cash, to now calling the person that sent it over, 22 minutes, both were gone.
It was gone. Yep.
They were gone.
Yep.
So that's why, and the person I had was a middle person, not a real estate agent, but he had access to the agent. So that's why it's very, very prudent that you get with the right
Yes.
right real estate agent that is going to put you in a position to be first in line. So
Yeah.
again, if you can't get in contact with her directly, 702-751-5865. Again, 751-5865. Do you handle all of Nevada, or is there anywhere that you specialize in? Would you be willing to look outside if it's worth doing so?
So we have a network, of course, with our brokerage, we have a network global. So we can
Oh,
go anywhere. We have team members and I have agents in other states. So me personally, if I'm not licensed in, that particular state that they're interested in, we can connect you with one of our agents that does have the information that's very well versed in that area.
wow. See, man, that's what I'm talking about. And I didn't even know that part. So now, as I'm looking at these properties and I want to make certain moves, I can contact you and then you can bend your ear out and tell someone else, because I'm going to be looking heavily in Texas. That's second quarter coming up.
Okay.
Uh, I want to be able to make at least a minimum of 3 purchases,
Mhm.
So in tech, well, 2 in Texas, 1 here in Nevada. And so now, but knowing that you can reach out, you like that octopus, you got tentacles everywhere.
Yeah,
So
and
now,
it's pretty common because 'cause I'll have clients that will come here to Nevada, and they're like, "Hey, do you know of any markets that would fit my needs?" And a lot of times people go over to Arizona. So we're pretty well versed and handled in Arizona as far as having our agents positioned in some of the major cities. But some even of the smaller cities, we have opportunity and availability to get that information over to them. So I actually connected them with an agent out. I have a client that was looking for fourplexes, and her max was not enough here, but it was more than enough out there. And so
wow.
we connected it with an agent so that she can do that.
Wow. So, and see, now part of what I do, ladies and gentlemen, as your defender is now we can set up what is called your infinite bank to where your money is sitting on the side, ready for you to pull it. And we can contact the finance company to let them know warn them in the beginning, hey, this is the plan. So when it's time for me to make an offer, I need to move the money quickly. So, and then we can also have a side account set up for you, like your a side checking or savings. I just got set up with Navy Federal yesterday. So part of that is going to be for money set aside to when it's time for me to make a decision, to move some money, to put down earnest money or lock it up. I can get access to that right away. It's very important also too as well when you're purchasing your home. Before, back in the days, we used to tell clients they need to have at least 3 to 6 months of emergency fund. Let's start building on now that 6 to 12 months, because the
Yep.
pandemic, you needed at least a year's worth. Now, if you say, okay, 1 year, that's a lot, I'll never be able to do that. No, that's not true. Again, if you were to eat a large pizza, you're not going to scuff it down all at one time, one slice at a time. So what we do is we put a plan together, or a percentage of what you bring home, and that percentage, it may be 5%, it may be 7%, or it can be 10%. But we start putting that percentage away every month. Eventually, now you got 1 month of emergency fund. And we continue with the process. I think what's happened is people gotten so eager to move so fast. And
Yeah.
then if it's not working that way, then they implode. So, and you got to take the emotions out of it too, as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to remove the emotions. If we put a system, once April has a system in place for you to be able to buy a property, let's just say you want to buy 4 properties this year. So she may say, hey, every quarter we're going to go after a property. This is how much money you need to have set aside. So then I can sit down with you and put a plan together so we can have those monies ready and available. So when she calls you up and say, hey, Josie, John, David, I found a property, you need to have 10 grand, or you need to move 15 grand in order for us to have it. So then we can do that. That's what we do here. The job is not just for you to put money away in savings and then wait to retirement and enjoy it. We want you to enjoy your monies now. But also for those that are active, that are business owners, entrepreneurs, they want to have multiple streams of income. And everyone knows you right now, this day and age, April, you got to have multiple streams of income.
Absolutely.
Minimum 3 you got to have. But I take that away, because if it's a husband and wife, y'all are both working, there goes 2. Well, you guys need to have probably 2 more. So we're looking at least 6 streams of income in case something falls off. Another thing too, as well, ladies and gentlemen, get your estate planning taken care of. So if something happens to the spouse or the other one, you know that, hey, monies are going to get transferred to this spouse. Oh yeah, by the way, the children, we got this set up for you, but you're not going to get a lump sum. I've seen it happen too many times. Just got off the phone with somebody yesterday. They got $100,000 a week ago, and they already got $70,000 left. 70, yeah. So
Wow.
30 week ago, $70,000 left. Now I just got off the phone. I had a client who passed away. Family got 100 grand. I spoke to him a few days ago. There's $5,000 left. So I'm like, wait a minute. How's it $5,000 left 90 days ago? Okay, you bought a car. No. Wait a minute. You didn't, I mean, I would figure you went and spent $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on a car. You mean to tell me all that money's gone and you don't have a house or nothing to show for it? So what have you been doing? So that's why it's very important to start educating our children now about multiple streams of income and getting that monthly check. Unless you have a plan for a lump sum, we work on that multiple streams of income. Again, 702-751-5865 or go to defendersoffinanceshow.com. Let me ask you this question, April. Now, I have a primary residence in Vegas, but I want to buy a second home.
Okay.
What does that entail?
So again, it depends on where you're at and what lender you're using. So lenders do have different criteria for the second homes, and my understanding is some of the criteria has changed slightly for the second home situation. But typically, it is seen sort of like another investment, but as long the rule is ideally you're going to be spending at least 50% of the time in that second home. And then it does depend on where that second home is or is it an upgrade or a downgrade from what your primary is. So the down payment's going to be a little bit larger than your primary, but it'll be less than what you would have to put down for an investment property.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Yeah. So, and it does depend on what they're going to be doing with that. Ideally, it's just a second home, but people nowadays are trying Airbnbs and things like that to have another stream of income, which I'm all for. Again, that's why it's so important that I know what the intentions are so that I can guide them appropriately along with their lender.
Okay. And see, when I was in the business, the mortgage business, I was told that the property, in order to be considered as a second home, I think it had to be at least 100 miles away or something like that. I don't know.
They have the guidelines. Depending on what city you live in, sometimes you are able to have a property, that's still within the city limits, but it meets the guidelines of whether it's an upgrade or a downgrade, it's a larger square footage or shorter square footage. We do have Mount Charleston here. So let's say I live in Henderson and we love Mount Charleston. Every year we, decide that we're going to rent a cabin. We spend a lot of our time up there, depending on the rules. And again, I'm not a lender, so I'm not going to, break that down. Right. But depending on the rules, that could be an opportunity for a second home. And they'll let you know what the guidelines are because it is a completely different type of living, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, going to a different city or a different state altogether, that would be, more than okay for a second.
Okay. So me having the primary residence here and then me buying a home in where I'm from, Tyler, Texas, that can easily be considered as a second home. Correct. Okay. Now, is there a huge difference from down payment wise in regards to buying a second home versus an investment property? I know you got the primary residence, your second home and investment property. What are do you know the differences of down payments, what people have to put down?
Yeah, and I'm just going to be general here because again, there are different programs depending on the lender that you're using, but I'll just generalize it for those that are, interested. So your primary purchase, you can put as little down as 3%. And if you are military and you have your VA, then 0%.
Okay? Ooh, military, did you hear that? Whoa.
Yeah.
So 0 down. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're military and you have VA, you have to make sure that you have your VA. And not everyone's 100% approved VA. There are some people that will have a third, 50%, but it's still usable, right? And it just affects the amount that you will have access to. But if you are VA approved, that's 0% down, or what they call the dollar down. It's 0%, right?
Gotcha.
That does not mean you do not pay your closing costs. Your closing costs are
Oh,
completely separate. So there
okay.
is still money that you do have to come forth with. And you still do need to put down an earnest deposit. Some people think I'm VA, I'm $0 down. I don't have to put an earnest money. You do. In order to have a consummated contract, we need consideration, and that's what consideration is.
Wow. See,
So
I
that
didn't know
money
that.
can be
Whoa.
refunded depending on the situation, or just used towards your closing costs.
See, I didn't know that. That's, ladies and gentlemen, again, great information because speaking with this, met with a client 2 days ago, and we both were under the assumption that it was 000. So now you've corrected us both. And I did let them know that, hey, I'm not a lender, so I don't know, but I think it is zero. So but I said, don't take that word as gospel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to call them back, get them set up because they had the FICO score in regards to that. They were, high sixes, over 690. So now, and they need a real estate agent, but they didn't know what they
Give
had
me
to
a
come in.
call.
They said they had a DD 214, I think.
Mhm.
I forgot what it was.
Yep.
But they had everything, so they need to get pre-qualified, but they were under the assumption that it was all zeros. So now I
Yeah,
need
and
to let
that's why we do the consultation, is because if someone's never, first of all, purchased a property, that's kind of the assumption, is that they can, they can buy a house with zero down, and or with no money, excuse me. So it is made clear when we sit down what that looks like for them, because I want to make sure that they understand the entire process, because there's also things that need to be done. There's inspections that still need to be have. Who pays the inspections, right? So typically with the VA, the seller will pay for the termite or pest inspection, right? VA doesn't allow them to pay, but the buyer still pays for their standard inspection. Okay. Depending on the size of the house and what type of things that they want to get inspected, there's cost to that. So your average inspection can run you 300, 350, 400, depending on if there's pool and spa, and if the home is over 2,000 square foot or more. If they're going to be doing electrical, if they're going to be doing mold, if they're going to be doing moisture, if they're going to be doing structural, if there's a million different things that they can,
wow.
inspect. But typically, they're going to start off with their general inspection, and then from that inspection, the inspector will emphasize the need to have additional inspections at the cost of the client.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Again, powerful information. 702-751-5865, 702-751-5865, or go to defendersoffinanceshow.com. Again, the website is defendersoffinanceshow.com. Again, April, how can they directly get in contact with you again?
Just give me a call, 702-498-4802, or go to my website, and that is rightgroupluxuryre.com.
Okay. And so we're getting ready to wrap up here, ladies and gentlemen. So one of the things, so before we wrap this thing up, so big shout out and thank you very much, April, for coming on, because this information was very, very powerful. And just by from what I'm getting from Instagram, I've got a message from LinkedIn, 3 messages from LinkedIn. So people are asking, hey, they need to get in contact with you so they have their number, they have your number. But this information here now, it's amazing information that we just gave out. But if you do not implement this, it's just blowing in the wind. So if you're sending me messages that you want to purchase, you're sending me messages that you want to get your second home or your first home or your VA, and you don't implement, then that's on you. There's nothing else that we can do. We cannot force you to purchase that home. So you do have your free consultation. If you want to sit down with me, financial plan wise, I am a non-captive broker. So that means I represent companies such as Transamerica, Pacific Life, Nationwide, Mutual Trust, just to name a few. Also, when we close that business, I do not charge you a fee. The company pays me on your behalf. So now let's get that part out of the way. So also, as it pertains to your credit repair, you're going to have credit repair, identity theft, you're going to have will and trust, amongst other things too as well. So all these valuable tools that we or add them to your tool belt. But if you don't use those tools, you're never going to be able to build that house or repair that car, etc. You get my drift. So business credit, again, being able to use your EIN versus your social. If you have issues or problems on your spending, we have the wellness department with Rory Edwards. If you need to refinance, take out cash so we can pay off your debt. I know rates have gone up, but think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Your mortgage payment goes up $200, but you just paid off $2,200 of monthly expenses. You're now putting $24,000 a year back into your pocket. So do you really care about that 4 or 5% interest rate? Or would you rather have the $2,000 a month back into your pocket? These are all the things that is available to you out there. And
hey,
then
Big Tex, can I give you a shout out real quick since you mentioned that business credit?
Yes.
All right. So for those of you that are on the fence, whether it comes to business credit or not, and I've been a licensed broker / realtor for going on 19 years this July.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
So I've known about business credit for a very long time, did not know the power of that business credit. The very small fee that you guys charged me, and I don't even remember what that fee was, but I now have over $80,000 in business capital that was provided through that system. Okay. And I will say I didn't have to do anything other than sign my name on majority of the stuff. And recently, I just got approved for a MasterCard for my business credit. And all I had to do was take the paper that they sent me. I didn't even have to fill it out and go to the location, and I got approved on the spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, oh my goodness, man. 702-751-5865. 702-751-5865. We're actually going up on the price April the 1st because we have had some clients come in with some nice praise reports. So again, one of my partners come in, they've been with another company for about 5 months, and she told me the cost was $4,900 and she was a PG. And they charge 10% on the back end. So if you got approved for $80,000, they want 10% on the back end.
Wow. They got nothing. You guys got nothing. It's all mine.
Yeah, exactly. So, man, whew, wow. Hey, thank you very much. Hey, that's our time, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back next Wednesday. And you know what? We got to bring April back. Somebody said you got to bring her back. So we got to bring April back.
I got more info for you.
So we will be back next Wednesday, 1 p.m. Pacific time. We are the Defenders of Finance show. It's a day in the life with your man, Big Tex. Who do you want to protect your financial blind side? You guys have a great week. I'm heading out to Napa. That's it. It's a wrap.
Love it. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Man, you had a few people like, hey, we need to holler at her.
Holler at me. Okay, so this is my month.